It doesn't matter. It's important the PowerPoint, not me. Um, several statements I want just very briefly to mark. Yes, the relations between the Bulgarian Jews, the Jews in Bulgaria and the ordinary Bulgarians are very good because of several reasons. One of the most important is that the Jews fight together with the ordinary Bulgarians during three wars, during 1912 and 1919. So they fight for the unity of Bulgaria and the freedom of Bulgaria together. The Jews were part of the Bulgarian army. Almost 1,000 Jews, which is as a percentage higher than the ordinary Bulgarians, died for the freedom and unity of my country. And at that time, it was 1912, 1909. These old people are at the age of 20. And when the Second World War started, all these people were at the age of 40. They fight together with the Bulgarians. Their commanders were Bulgarians. So that's the reason about this tolerance, this friendship between the Jews and the ordinary Bulgarians. The Jews were his neighbor, his friend, the person who is the grocer or who is working in the pharmacy. That's what David Cohen said at the beginning of the presentation. Before the Second World War, it was a very interesting questionnaire prepared by Dr. Bukulepiti. Dr. Bukulepiti was part of the Jewish Saving Committee. Nobody knows about this committee, both in Sofia and in Tel Aviv. Members of this committee were Benjamin Arditi, one of the leaders of the Bulgarian Jews, Dr. Bukulepiti, Colonel Avram Tadger, Vitaly Khaimov, and so on. And Dr. Bukulepiti asked the Bulgarian elite, 60 people from the Bulgarian intelligence of the Bulgarian elite, what's their thoughts about anti-Semitism and racism. And this is the book with their answers. You can see 64 people, part of the Bulgarian cultural, political, and public elite, like former prime ministers, like Malinov and Lyapchev, like famous Bulgarian bankers like Atanas Burov, like Bulgarian famous parliamentaries like Dimo Kazasov and Dimitar Gichev, and Nikola Mushanov as well, like Bulgarian sculptors like Andrei Nikolov, like writers like Elim Pelin. Krastyo Serapov is the biggest Bulgarian actor. And all these people said, we live together, we like the Jews, we live together with the Jews are our friends. And this book is very interesting to find. I have it, it's only in Bulgarian, but to know what is the attitude of these people, the Bulgarian elites, toward the Jews, you can find answers in this book. Professor Frederic Cherry was also a researcher on that topic. He has a very good book, The Bulgarian Jews and the Final Solution. And what I'm saying, it's written in his book about this tolerance of the people, this tolerance of the Bulgarian intelligentsia towards the Jews. We have many memories from Jews from the labor camps. They said that the people helped them. However, there are some some organizations, let's say patriotic or nationalist organizations, like Latnici, Brandnici, Legionary, and I think these are the three main. I wrote exactly that we should not think only in white and black, because the picture has some nuances. It's not only one and black. What I mean, I have a friend of mine who is a safe Jew from that time, very famous Bulgarian pharmacist from Dubnica, and he told me very interesting thing. In Dubnica, the Brandniks, the commander from this organization, broke the windows of his house. But this is on one hand, we have anti-Semitic person, but on another hand, we have a woman from the same organization who gave his family food like kashkaval and cheese and so on. So it's not white and black to say one organization is nationalist and they don't like the Jews. In every organization, we have different people. One like the Jews, somebody don't like the Jews. But what I can say as a conclusion is the extremely tolerance of the people, and especially the intelligentsia. Yes, Bulgaria adopted the war some anti-Semitic laws, and it's true. But I found in the Wannsee conference protocols that it was under the pressure of the Nazis. And this is exactly what Benjamin Arditi, one of the leaders of the Bulgarian Jews, firstly in Sofia and then in Tel Aviv, wrote in his book published in Tel Aviv 70 years ago. One important thing, because many researchers speak about this, especially the war for defense of the people. According to Hannah Arendt, very popular philosopher of a Jewish origin, it's ridiculous from the Nazis' perspective, exactly the war. There are many open doors. For example, Benjamin Arditi wrote in his book that he was at that time owner of a factory. And when this legislation was approved by the parliamentarian, he gave the ownership of his factory to one of his workers. And at the end of every month, the worker gave the profit and the money to Benjamin Arditi. So we have many open doors exactly in this war. However, the problem, I think, is started with some regulations related exactly with this war, not exactly this war. But additionally, I can say something very interesting. The first part of this war is regarding the Masons organizations and the Masons lodges. Can you imagine that half of the Bulgarian government at that time are Masons? So they approve legislation against the Masons, against them. It's very interesting. And as I said, and Benjamin Arditi wrote in his book, it was this legislation is prepared under the Nazis' pressure. It's important to find these nuances. It's not like white and black. One interesting person is academic Metodi Popov, part of the Bulgarian Academy of Science, former Bulgarian ambassador in Berlin, who he didn't believe in this theory of Hitler regarding the theory of clear nation. And what he did, he traveled a lot in different countries, explore, because he was a biologist and also an anthropologist, to find evidence about this theory. And his conclusions, he prepared after that a very big dissertation on that, that this theory, it's absurd. It's absurd. There's no such thing like a clear nation. By the way, several decades, the name of one of the institutes of the Bulgarian Academy of Science was named Academic Metodi Popov. One more thing about something that David and Sahar said. According to me and my researches, the Central Consistory has a great role in this process for the salvation of the Bulgarian Jews, because the people, I mean Dr. Bukulevi and Benjamin Arditi and some other people, part of the Jewish Saving Committee, activated these people. They were activated by the consistory. But all these people approve because they like the Jews. They haven't hesitate what to do without any money, because they feel that the Jews are their friends. And they activated the church. They activated Roncalli, who was a representative of the Pope here. They activate the parliamentarians. Please note that 42 people, together with Pesce, vote for this war against for defense of the people. And all these 43 people, 2 years later, signed Pangev petition for saving the Bulgarian Jews. Liliana Panica was the person who was like anonymous writers of the world. It's additional topic. But also, according to me, the most important influence over the king and the government, but especially the king, was by the Danuvists. And what I think, what I'm saying, a guy who was working at that time in the Ministry of Interior should go with the Jews outside Bulgaria. His name is Metodi Konstantinov. And he went to Peter Danov. The Danov it's a very mystic, sacralic, religious society. This person went to Peter Danov and explained. Peter Danov called to Vulchev, who was advisor of the king in the palace. And Vulchev came to Peter Danov. They both spoke. And Vulchev go to Krichin Palace, where he found the king. And he spoke with the king. And together, both Vulchev and king went back to Sofia, and king canceled the deportation. And this is what the Bulgarian Jews heard early in the morning, on 10th of March, 43. I have some friends of them who I recorded these people who were coming from that time. They have very clear memories for that night. And what they heard is the king canceled the deportation. One important thing is that there are not only one attempt to take the Bulgarian Jews on this March, 10th of March 43. There are two more attempts. What I'm saying, it's impossible to be related with the battle in Stalingrad because we have 3 attempts to take the Bulgarian Jews. And all the attempts are blocked, according Eichmann, by the king. Because there are protocols of the trial in Eichmann against Eichmann in Jerusalem, and we have the documents, and they are public on internet as well. What I'm saying for today Bulgaria, there is a big questionnaire, sociological questionnaire about what the Bulgarians and the Jewish community think about the anti-Semitism and the hate speech in our country. It was, I think, 1 or 2 months ago. I have the whole questionnaire. 2 main important things. The statement that the Jews are very good integrated in the Bulgarian society, according to the Bulgarian respondent, it's 82% agree with this, and according to the Jewish society, Jewish community, let's say, it's true according to 91%. The next one is how, as a representative of the Bulgarian Jews, do you feel in safety in the days? And only 11% they don't feel safe in Bulgaria. Only 11%. And this is the responders of the representative of the Jewish community in my country. What I can say, we have a very good meeting with my friend, one of my really great friend, Professor Rahamin Shikerjisky, who is a famous Bulgarian pharmacist of a Jewish origin, a Seif Jew from Dubnica. Together with him, we had an open lecture in front of 60 people in a school in Sofia. Very good discussion. And this was, our message was that we should be tolerant towards the different people part of the Bulgarian society. I mean, the Jews, the Roma, the Muslims, the Armenians as well. Before that, we had a very good conversation in the Bulgarian National Radio, together with the professor who is a Jew, a famous Jew, and also a friend of mine who is Armenian. And this was our message to the people in Bulgaria, that we are all living together for many centuries. And this is most important. And this is my final thoughts. There are three things I want to share with you in final. The first one is that the fate of the Bulgarian Jews, almost 60,000 were saved. I mean, 47,000 people, not 48. Also, 12,000 people received Bulgarian visa, were transported by Bulgarian ships, with the support of the Bulgarian embassies abroad Europe. And we have also 2,000 people saved in Warsaw by Bulgarian free diplomats. So almost 60,000 people. Unfortunately, the fate of these people who try to influence the government and the king is not so good. It's sad, it's tragic, because, for example, half of the parliamentarians who signed Pangev petitions were killed. The another part was sent to jail by the Bulgarian Communist People Court. Pangev received 16 years in the prison. The king was poisoned. We have documents, and there's no doubt about this. The king was poisoned and died on 28th of August 43. Liliana Paniță was also a judge in the Bulgarian Communist People Court. Dr. Bukulevi was her personal lawyer. However, she was accepted innocent, but unfortunately, very, very soon after this, he died, because during the time in the prison, she was beaten. By the way, some of the people were, fortunately, of these people who beaten Liliana Paniță were Jews. And she died after that, very soon after that. This is the sad tragic of the story, because the sad fate of the saviors, the people who try to influence the king, so to don't accept the Bulgarian Jews go outside Bulgaria. And the last one, what I want to say is that something I see both in Israel and in Bulgaria, in Tel Aviv, in Sofia, we have Jews, especially elderly Jews who are coming from that time, who believe and have their personal opinion. And we have another Jews which offends the first group because of their opinion. The situation with Professor Zhikirdzhiski is here in Sofia is very sad for me. Very sad, because some Jews offend Professor Zhikirdzhiski because his opinion that the king canceled the deportations. But Professor said, I know what I'm saying, because I remember very clearly that night. I have very clear memories, and I remember that on 4 o'clock in the morning, on 10th of March, I heard a guy on a motorcycle to shout it, the king canceled the deportation. And this is my conclusion, we should go back to this normal academic dispute without any offenses, to discuss based only on the facts what was happening. The good ending of the Jews, and unfortunately the tragic ending of these people who was the saviors, who tried to influence and to help their Jewish friends. And finally, I want to share that I was in Tel Aviv and in Israel a month ago, and one of the people, maybe you will hear for the first time, one of the great heroes from that time is the chief rabbi in Sofia, Daniel Tzion. I'm also, by the way, Daniel. Daniel Tzion is buried in the cemetery of Holon, and I was like a Moisei in the desert, going from the center of Holon by walking, by foot, trying to find, and I found the grave of Daniel Tzion, and I can say that he was really one of the heroes. We don't know nothing about him. Thank you for your attention, and I'm waiting for your questions.
Thank you very much, Daniel. I will just try to translate your claims from English to Hebrew, your main claims. אז אני מניח שרובכם הבנתם, אבל בכל זאת, ככה בשביל לעשות סדר בדברים ולמען אלה שפחות שולטים בשפה האנגלית, דוקטור דניאל פנגב מדגיש את היחסים הטובים בין היהודים לבין הבולגרים. הוא אומר שבבולגריה, נדמה לי שזה יתייחס ליהודים, מה שהוא הראה לנו השקופית הזו, יש תחושת ביטחון, יהודים מרגישים תחושת ביטחון, רק 11%, משהו כזה, לא מרגישים מספיק בטוחים. הוא טוען שלמרות שהיו תנועות שהיו בהם, שבוצעו בהם מעשים אנטישמיים, ברטניק וכו', היו שם עדיין אנשים שפעלו במסגרת התנועות האלה שגילו חמלה כלפי היהודים, ולכן הוא טוען שלא צריך לראות את הדברים בצורה של שחור או לבן, כלומר גם בארגונים שיש להם קווים אנטישמיים, אנחנו יכולים לראות אנשים שמגלים חמלה ואמפתיה וכו' כלפי בני אדם. עוד נקודה שהוא מציין זה מי שהציל את היהודים, דמויות מפתח שהצילו את היהודים, ליליאנה פניצה, שפעלו לטובת הצלת היהודים, סגן יושב ראש הפרלמנט, דימיטר פשב וחברי פרלמנט נוספים, לאחר עליית השלטון הקומוניסטי בבולגריה וניצחון של הרוסים במלחמת העולם השנייה, אותם אנשים נשפטו, חלקם לעונשי מאסר, חלקם הומתו, ולמעשה שילמו מחירים מאוד כבדים בעבור כל המעשים שהם עשו וכל פועלם לטובת היהודים. נקודה נוספת שמעלה דוקטור פנגב היא הניסיון של קבוצה אחת להשתיק קבוצה אחרת. הוא מתכוון לכך שבקרב הקהילה היהודית ישנן שתי אסכולות מרכזיות, בעוד שהאסכולה האחת לא מקבלת את הדעות ואת המחשבות ואת הרצונות של האסכולה האחרת לגבי כל הסיפור הזה של ההצלה, ומנסה להשתיק את האמירות של הקבוצה השנייה, והוא לא רואה את זה בעין יפה. אז זה ממש בראשי פרקים הדברים של דוקטור דניאל פנגב. אם יש לכם שאלות, אני לא חושב שאנחנו נספיק את שני הפרקים הנוספים שאני הכנתי, עד קוצר זמן, אבל בואו נראה אם יש לכם שאלות. אני רואה ורד שאלת מה זה הסרט שראינו. אחד הסרטים זה היה כתבה של גבי אשכנזי ושל אושרת קוטלר שנסעו לבולגריה לפני משהו כמו 3.5 שנים, והסרט השני הוא סרט של מיכאל בר זוהר משנת 2001, עד כמה שאני זוכר, שבסרט הזה ישנן מספר עדויות מרתקות לגבי החוויות שחוו היהודים באותה תקופה בבולגריה. אני ממש הראיתי לכם על קצה המזלג, הסרט שלו שופע זה נקרא מחוץ להישג ידו של היטלר, אם אני לא טועה, ככה נקרא הסרט. יש שם עדויות מאוד מרתקות. Where can we find more about Peter Denov? Maybe Daniel, you can you react to this comment.
About Peter Denov?
Yes, please.
Yes, there are, in fact, the memories of Metodi Konstantinov, who was the person who should go with the Jews outside Bulgaria. I have this book, however, it's only in Bulgaria, but I should, if you connect me after this Zoom meeting, I can send you articles about Peter Danov. And it's very interesting. If you came to Bulgaria in August, at the end of August, not in the middle of August, you can see in Riva, it's on one of the 7 river lakes. You can see the Danovis who play dances, dress white clothes, and it's very interesting. But yes, we have documents about the connection between Rabbi Daniel Zion Wulchev, who was the advisor of the king, Peter Danov, because Wulchev was also a Danovist, and Rabbi was also a friend of Peter Danov. And we have clear relations. Some of the actions were coordinated between these people. I can send you after this Zoom meeting. Just write me in Messenger, and I can send you some articles regarding this.
Thank you very much, Daniel.